Welcome to the Rookies. My name is Tennis Instead. I'm the creator of Jump Rangers. This is a weekly stream where we play Jump Rangers with people who haven't played Jump Rangers before. Um, as always, we have the excellent and ever intimidating Liz Ransdell.
That's me.
Please tell the good folks of the internet what you're up to, Liz, and where they can find you.
I am, as usual, behind a deadline. Got edits due on my short stories, and in a couple of weeks here, I should be able to give you a link and announce our pre-launch for Alice, the horror comic book that we've got going on. So we are just about to go.
That's very cool. Congratulations.
It is. Thank you.
You're welcome. Buster the Destroyer, please tell everybody what you're about and where to find you.
Yeah, I'm Buster. I am a Star Citizen streamer. I am a fan of Star Trek. In fact, I've played Star Trek role-playing games before. Those are really fun. And yeah, I'm about a lot of things, but you can find me here on Twitch, twitch.tv/Buster the Destroyer. Join me for some goofing around in the verse. There you go.
If anybody wants to get links on those websites, you can find them directly under the names of the people who said them. So please visit. The Rookies is an ongoing stream of Jump Rangers with people who are just getting to know the universe for the first time. If you watch our session 0, you'll see that we talked a little bit about what interests Buster and Liz about the universe of Jump Rangers, and we agreed to run a campaign based on the Lume. So this is not a campaign built on what do you call it? Packaged adventures. This is original content, which will be packaged for your gaming pleasure in the future and distributed through the Patreon. And all the content, all the expansion content for Jump Rangers is available with a $5 subscription, including this when we get it finished. And in the meantime, the story so far is that Buster and Liz were given intelligence on a downed Lume mothership that was going to get picked up by what's called a Valhalla, which is taking it to planet Lumina, the homeworld of the Lume, under mysterious circumstances, when all expectation would be that it would be taking this mothership to planet clearance and dumping it basically in the Lume graveyard. Why is it going to planet Lumina? We're not sure. There's a mysterious Lume intelligence running things. It's already possessed their teammate, Big Mouth. But they've stolen aboard the Lume mothership. They've snuck past a couple of Jotun robots. They fought off another one inside the mothership, and now the Rangers are in jump space en route to planet Lumina. They have, if you will recall, the Lume intelligence that was piloting the robot against you trapped in a Lume battery. I'm realizing this. I have a camera on my dice, and I'm sitting here stimming with my dice tray, and it's on camera, which is fine. We embrace it.
Yeah, that's fine.
I can't get away with anything when I have a camera on my desk. So we're not going to try. We're just going to be autistic. Does anybody have... Oh, so before we start, there's two things. We're going to find out if anybody has any questions, but before we do that, we're going to check in and see if our heroes would like to pursue any virtues during this session.
Well, I must. I'm 2 out of 3.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, we were holding over from last. Yeah.
I forget what
I was
virtue
doing cool.
It was cool and creative?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, so we'll carry on from last session. It was a short session, and it was only one combat.
Yeah.
There wasn't any chance for Buster to do anything because Liz one-shot the Jotun, which
is cool. It was super freaking cool.
This is a good session because it pointed out 1 or 2 holes that I've been sort of dancing around in the combat system, which I'm not going to highlight here. I'm just going to fix it behind the scenes, and no one will know.
So you're saying I'm not going to be able to do that again? That's what you're saying.
I don't know. First of all, it was you used your environment to your advantage. You used your cooperative actions to your advantage, and you used you also used the what's it called, the critical success system, which is when you do something to make something else easier. You did all of that work going into that role, so I can't really. I mean, I think the system worked as designed in that case. You did a lot of preparation and you crushed it. Plus, this wasn't a Loom assault. This was one Yotu. So, like, you don't, if you're surrounded by 5 robots, you don't get to prepare that well for every attack. You might, even if you had the lucky circumstance of having an environmental sort of advantage like you had. So I don't feel the least bit bad about that. I feel like that was a situational thing. It was fantastic that it worked out to your advantage. Do not count on these robots being chumped out like that. Exercise the same level of care going forward, you will continue to be successful for the most part.
That's fine. This is why Bam Bam's here. Actually, take the hard stuff.
Yep. Bam Bam's
Yeah.
for the day when it doesn't work. That's right.
Yeah.
All right. Perfect. So cool, creative. Does anybody have any questions about where things are at or what's gone down so far? Currently, just for the sake of like our Big Mouth status indicator, Big Mouth is not possessed by a Loom intelligence
Yeah.
at this exact moment, as far as you can tell.
Yeah.
But things can change.
Yeah.
You've been so we're pretty much
He's in the network now.
He's in the network. They've got his IP address.
Yeah, exactly.
They know where to find him.
Yeah. No VPNs for Big Mouth.
I don't want to necessarily jump ahead because I think you guys probably, you folks, is you guys it's probably not an appropriate phrase to use in general, so I'm going to try and wean myself off it. But is anybody offended by that phrase in this exact second?
No.
Okay, I am going to work on it. I just wanted to find out whether I'd already sort of stepped on somebody's toes.
Y'all helps. If you're trying to rid yourself of that habit, y'all helps.
And use.
Use guys.
I'll use.
But you can't say use without guys.
See, I'll use. Use.
I'm pretty sure whenever I've used it, in the very rare times I've used it, it's always been an insult to follow. So.
Use idiots. Yeah, there has to be
something like that.
Yeah.
Use knuckleheads. Yeah, there you go.
Use
knuckleheads.
all.
Everybody.
Hey, use all.
Knucklehead.
I feel like that's a broadly American approach.
Oh, yeah.
Use all. Hey, use all.
At that point, you might as well just shorten it and say y'all.
Yeah, but
it's true.
But I feel like use all is so specific and regionally inappropriate to everyone.
Except like people in like Rhode Island and New York. Like
my wife says it sounds like a medication. Use all. Try use all.
Use all. Use all.
All right. Yes.
It'll make you feel better.
Anyone got any questions, thoughts? I know. My point is, I didn't want to take a jump ahead because I figured someone was going to do something with Big Mouth or something. You folks.
Well, I think we had just extracted that battery, so we're probably I don't know. Yeah.
Do you want to find a hiding place? Do you want to stay where you are and live in your suits? What is your strategy? You don't know how far away this planet is.
Right. So my thing would be like, if we would want to locate, like, since I suppose like what her priority would be is if other humans have been on this ship before, right? Like in the past, just traveling on it like they do on ships. I'd want to find that location to see if there are any stores of supplies or anything that might possibly be. If there's any like human caches of stores.
Okay.
So do I have the ability to in any way like Star Trek that?
Yeah. Yeah, so you have a rough guess as to where to look, first of all, because as we've said, there's only one real place with life support in any given mothership, which is the science bays. Science bays are...
And we were on our way there, weren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly where we were headed when somebody wasn't possessed anymore.
Okay, perfect. So we'll just continue on that path.
So just to lay out the science bay for you in advance, because who knows, you might wind up fighting in here, and I just want to make sure you know kind of what the deal is. The science bay has a central corridor where robots go back and forth, and on either side of the corridor, there are pens where they keep Rexors. Tyrannosaurus rexes. So they tend to be very big, and there's water in those
Right.
pens, free flowing water,
Um,
as well as usually operating tables and scientific equipment to study the rexors. On the opposite side of the rexor pen from the hallway, and there's like
mhm.
science equipment and stuff that comes down in armatures and deals with the
Right,
rexors.
right, right.
On the other side, there's a little door, and what they have is kind of like a horseshoe shaped habitat around the pens for undersoars. The undersoars
Okay.
have a drinking pool where they're fed clean water. They have food dispensers, and they just collect undersoars to feed the rexors. And then whenever
Right.
it's feeding time, they dispatch what's called an eyeball, which you've seen these before. They're floating orbs, and they have like electrical cannons that fire off,
Mhm.
and they'll just chase undersoars through into the pens with the rexors. So they kind of
Okay, so it
cultivate
like
the.
herds it.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Okay.
So usually when humans are going to survive, they either survive in the sort of life support systems for the undersoars or in the ventilation systems. They find some undersoar habitat adjacent system and build there. The other thing that
Right.
you'll sometimes see is a habitat that just got built literally on the outside of a loon mothership. The
Yeah.
the loom do
Well,
they don't do visual inspections. They don't care if
well,
there's like a
right. So we could hide in plain sight.
yep.
Um, so
So that's where you're headed.
definitely Bam Bam would like want to prioritize checking ventilation first before having to like expose ourselves further to
You don't
like the
even know if there's
actual
any. You don't know if
bay.
there's going to be anybody in there. You don't know if it's going to be abandoned or
Right,
what.
we have no clue, but rather
Yep.
check because ventilation would be the safest place to check, or at least set up our own like location
So
in.
um the as you break into the science hab, as it were, I want
Hmm.
you to make me basically a search roll. This is going to be a mind check to see if you can get ahead of whoever might have been hiding in here.
Okay.
And just talk me through what you have to contribute to this roll. We'll start with how many dice you have. We'll talk through the process again because it's somebody's first
Yeah, yeah.
session.
Always. 1 second. Let me get my dice roller up. Dice roller. 1d8. Boop boop. Okay, there it is. I have 4 for mind.
Great. So that's 4 dice. Now we'll
Yeah.
roll low in this game. So we're going to pick a target number based on the training and the virtues that you have that apply to this roll, and everything that number and under is what's called a victory. The number of victories you have determines your success or failure. So, what do you have under virtues and training to contribute to this roll?
Worst basic training.
Yes, always.
This isn't a combat situation, so that does not apply.
No,
This is not necessarily a sabotage situation.
no, but you're trying to like if somebody was breaking into the systems and stealing the
Right.
power or water from the loom, they would be
Mhm.
sabotaging. So I'm going to go ahead and give you sabotage.
Yeah. Tactics.
Yes, yes, tactics
Okay.
3.
Piloting, no.
No,
One day piloting's gonna work for me. One day I'm gonna use piloting. And then my virtues are focused and assertive.
I'll give you
So,
focused. You have a target of 4.
eh, yeah.
4 dice into 4. Tell me how it goes. I want to see
Okay.
2 victories. That's what I'm looking for.
Okay. And yeah, I'm gonna throw cool at this just because like you gotta be it takes a second. Like, you're trying to be cool. You're trying to all right, what's going on over here?
Okay,
Right.
okay.
So I'm gonna try to
You're
get
trying to look good
success.
doing it.
Right.
Okay,
Okay, I got a 1.
nice, good start.
I got a 5.
Okay,
I got a 2.
okay,
And I got a 1.
nice. Okay, so re-roll your ones.
Okay. So that was a 5 on that reroll.
Okay,
And the next one was a 5.
that's fine. I only needed 2 victories. You got 2 victories. You got 1 point of
Yeah.
cool. You got 1 on your cool. So that's basically how it works when you're getting virtues. Is you have to call it at the beginning of the game. You're trying to prove basically that you are the thing that you're saying. So
Yeah.
you're gonna pick like picking
Yeah.
an 8 ball pocket, right?
Like
You have
she's relaxed, she's cool about it. She's like, yeah, yeah.
So if you make all 3 rolls that you pick for your cool, then your cool, you get to add it. You can contribute that to future rolls. That's how it works. If you don't make
Right.
any one of those rolls, you're not cool.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Fight words.
So, bam, bam. You stick your
Mhm.
nose into, you work your way through the mothership instead of through the outside where they typically load these Rexors in through. Through the
Right.
mothership, you access the life support systems. You start looking for the air recyclers, and you climb your way into the recycling system. And of course, I'm assuming Ripper and Big Mouth follow you. Big Mouth will for sure.
Yeah.
And and you're rooting through the subsystems, the sealed, environmentally sealed subsystems of the mothership, and you find evidence of a small colony, almost like a campfire kind of
Right.
size, of like maybe 20 people at
Like a
most.
camp. Yeah.
Yep. Um,
Are
where
there
people
are there evidence of them being there, or is it
strung up.
more of
Oh
the
no, this is,
remnants?
to be honest with you, like this is probably at least 50 years old. There
Oh,
haven't been people.
wow.
There haven't been people on this mothership for quite some time.
Okay.
And in fact, 50
But
years,
somebody did it.
but somebody did it. And there are some abandoned food stores. You're not really sure you want those. They have tapped into the water supply, so if you want, you can have easy access to water. Um,
Right. And we
uh,
can take our helmets off and stuff like that right now. Like
yes,
we're
yep.
like,
You're
okay.
you feel
Yeah.
you feel safe here. You feel relatively safe here. And there's hammocks that have been strung up, and they're made of wire mesh because that's all you can steal from a loom mothership.
I'm
So
gonna is basically can like we sort of investigate like what they've left behind and if there's any like if there's anything left behind that points to a reason why they're no like why this
Journals,
got abandoned.
notes,
Like, cause
markings.
if there's a bunch of like personal belongings out, then clearly like, you
they
can
didn't leave
assume
in a
they had to
rush.
go
They
fast.
didn't leave in a
Okay.
rush. This
Yeah.
place was so. What you would guess is just that life on a loom mothership is hard, and they found
Yeah,
some.
like wire mesh hammocks,
Yes,
probably tents made out of foil or something. I don't know.
it's it's
Hmm.
But
it's not tense because so much of this is suspended and hanging. They don't
yeah,
because the loom
they
don't
kind
get
of blended in with the environment. Yeah, they kind of went with what's going.
there's no
Yeah.
floor here. Although there are a couple of little like platforms that got built out of scrap where people can stand. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
and maybe one or two little there's no gravity if you're not in a gravity well. So right now, this habitat, like if you walk out into the undersoar habitat, there's going to be gravity because that gravity is there for the undersoars. But back here, they don't need it,
Yeah.
so it's not there. And
Right.
and as a result, it's all very you would just float from place to place landed,
Okay.
unless you're landed. Um,
Yeah. I just kind of like, I figure the three of us together, we all just I mean, I'm not trying to speak for Ripper, but I would assume we all just kind of take the time to pilfer through things, see if there's anything useful, any like little tools or just
you
anything
find you
that
find a you find a multi tool. You find a multi tool
okay,
looking around, and
like
probably give that to Liz. You
yeah.
find a multi tool, Liz, with a loom attachment. So put that on your character sheet. You're not going to get any. You're not going to get any negative modifiers for trying to do something technical and not having the tools. That's what that device does for you.
Nice.
It ensures that you have all the tools you need to do anything technical.
Nice.
So it's a
Any like
little, it's a little one-handed device, um, with little doodads that switch out of it on command, and then you can take a sort of an additional little plug-in that allows you to interface with Loom Tech. So that's something that they've left lying around.
That would have been helpful earlier.
It would have been, but here we are.
Yeah, we're not giving that to Big Mouth.
Big Mouth has one.
Of
Big
course
Mouth
he
has one. Yes, exactly. In
But
fact,
yeah,
in fact, Big Mouth makes a little show of like, oh, you can have that. I have mine. I built it myself.
Of course he does.
does.
Of course he does.
Such a 17-year-old.
Most of the multi-tools, they're okay. I'm not saying they're bad or anything, but they don't necessarily do this or that so well. And I took some time to fix those problems, and I made my own loom attachment because I'm very specific about how I like to interface with power systems.
I'm
So
7. Like, I have a toy.
Bam Bam
Not a
just is
hoverboard,
like
but I haven't forgotten.
Bam Bam just is overhearing this conversation while she's just kind of pilfering through like cases, like whatever she finds. She's just casually listening. She just kind of nods. Like, yeah,
Yep, that's
she's
Big Mouth.
7.
Now we have a bat and a multi-tool.
We like you better when
Yeah.
you're an alien, dude.
That would have been.
Yeah, the alien was kind of fun actually. Not gonna lie, that was interesting.
Yeah, we start messing with Big Mouth. We keep telling about like how much like stuff that Alien him did that like that we're making, like we just make up like shit that like yeah, like he, oh pardon me, I used a curse word, but he's just making stuff up like you know just we gave him a candy bar.
It's true, you did. It's true, and he thanked you
Yeah.
Yeah,
in a fashion. So eventually, you get tired of poking around. You get satisfied that it's a safe place, and you get a night's sleep. You can hear Big Mouth whimpering in his sleep. Big Mouth isn't
of course.
doing so hot right now, but he's trying. He's trying. Um, what
He'll be fine.
what would you like to do with your time aboard this spaceship? Anything in particular? Or are you just waiting to see what happens when you get to Planet Lumina?
I don't know, try to investigate like the actual science bay to see if there's active like live
It's
like
abandoned. Everything here is abandoned. There's no
okay.
Rexors. There's no undersource. The whole mothership was evacuated, presumably when the crash happened. They got the Rexors out because they weren't done experimenting on them.
Okay. I mean, eventually, I would like to I would like to find a way to explore the science base for anything useful too, over all this time, but like in a way where like it's safe. Like maybe we're watching like the robots at night. We're watching their patrol shifts for a day or two to see if like
There
there's
there are
patterns,
there are only 2 Loom intelligences on this ship,
and we have one of them.
and you have one of them,
Not,
and well, the other one isn't even technically on this ship. The other
Well,
one
we
is
don't.
the other one is on the Valhalla, which is attached to this
Uh,
ship, but it's not the same. It's not the same superstructure. So actually, the whole place, life support is running, power is here, but there's no activity. You find out very quickly. Now you assume that you're being watched.
right, because Big Mouth,
Well, if the
and
power's on,
also the battery.
this thing
Yeah.
isn't waiting for you to die, so it's probably aware of what you're doing, and it's probably observing you. The lights are on, which means there's probably sensors active as well.
Yeah.
But
Like
it's not getting in the way.
nope, there's nothing. There's nothing. You have full
it's
access.
curious.
Maybe,
It's curious.
maybe it wants you alive.
Oh, that's
Well,
heartening.
yeah, like we all
So,
kind
how
of
big
sit.
are undersoars?
Undersoars are basically the size of professional wrestlers.
Okay.
Right.
They're big, but they're
Like
not.
Andre the Giant, like Big Show, like
Yeah.
yeah, that
Gotcha.
size, right?
Yeah.
We're
That's
not
the
playing
average
with them.
wrestler.
But with
All I wanted to know.
more raptor-like heads and tails. They
Yeah.
can lay
Teeth.
more flat than a person can. They can crawl on all fours more easily than a person can. But they can also stand upright. Oh, actually, I don't think I have this for I don't have it for stream, so I won't show you right now. But I do have we have what you call it, artwork. But yeah, you get what it is. It's a
Yeah.
lizard. It's a lizard man, but less man and more raptor in the features. Still very bipedal and built.
Makes me think of like Street Sharks,
Ha!
but it's like
Yeah.
street
More.
dinos.
I know exact. Yeah, a little bit more, probably a little more D&D than that.
Yeah.
and a little less like
I just remember sharks on skates with abs.
was Buster, you have
And
dated yourself.
jeans.
You have
Like,
dated
like,
yourself.
okay. I know, but I used to eat you remember the ice cream, like the ice cream truck?
Yes.
And like they'd have they have all those different like sherbet bars. And my
Yes.
favorite was like the street shark lime sherbet or that one was the best.
That's fantastic.
That and the Pink Panther one. Pink Panther one is a classic.
There-
Was that the one that came with the pink bubble gum too?
Yes.
Like it
The
was his
little
nose or
bubble guy
something.
and his eyes and
Yep.
his nose. Yeah, it was the best. Oh man. God. I'm gonna have to go find one of those.
So,
But anyway, yeah.
you getting the sense after the second day that this is not going to be a short trip.
Yeah.
If there's anything you want to do while you're here, let me know.
I
Can we
mean,
torture the undersource?
What's
And
that?
by torture, I don't mean like harm them. I mean mess with
well,
them.
they're not on the ship anymore.
Oh.
Yep, there's no
We're the only
undersource
like breathing things on the ship as
That's
far as
right.
we know.
There are there's 5 intelligences in your immediate vicinity, 4 on the ship.
Well,
There's
then
the
let's move into the undersore pen if we can get in and out of it.
Yeah,
Where the
I was
gravity
thinking that
is.
too.
Yep.
100%. Yeah.
Let's set up a real camp.
Okay.
Like not that no hate to the people who were here before.
But I will point out, points it out. I will point out that we don't want to put ourselves set up in a cage for the day we land. Because
Well,
then
that's true.
we're already where we need them, where they need us.
And there's going to be if they wanted to deploy eyeballs into those pens, they could.
Maybe
are-
that's something we could work on. Whatever pen we pick, we definitely try to disable systems in it that affect us in a negative way.
It would be nice to have a little safe zone. Place it
Yeah.
at least a way to
This
get
is
in
a
and
safe
out.
zone. Like
Yeah.
this is a safe zone for like being somewhat hidden, but we don't know, like out of character, we don't know how much they're watching us or not watching us. So
Right.
Right.
we assume that I think we all have like a baseline intelligence to go, they're where we've been seen, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. And you're not anywhere in the ship's interior right now, so
And we're not enough of a threat to be having things sent after us.
that's right.
So
That's right.
we had one thing could try to come after us, but you know, that was just a thing. That was we
Well,
gave it a candy bar and then it attacked us. Like I talk to the battery like all the time now.
Big Mouth tells you that the intelligence did that specifically to take control of the Valhalla. It was luring the pilot out of the Valhalla so that it could get in.
Which is still rude.
It's very rude. This thing threw you under the bus, but it did that to steal the Valhalla. And
Wait,
I
pilot.
wish
so
we could.
this
I'd like to find out why. Like that's the
this
one thing I'm curious
wait.
about.
So the intelligence we have in a battery pack, or the one that's okay. So the one we have in stole the Valhalla.
No.
No, it was the pilot.
Yes.
It was
was
the one
the
that was supposed
pilot.
to be there.
It was the one that was
And
supposed to. It's the
then
one that came to pick up the mothership, and the one
then
that
Choco Buddy
yes.
left Big Mouth and took the ship and let the pilot know that we were there to distract him.
Yep.
We did our jobs.
Yep.
A little warning would have been nice.
No.
Wait, so
Not
So
for
we
you.
have the pilot
of
and
the ship.
Of
yes,
the
and the
original-
interloper
Yes.
is doing something in the Valhalla, and none of us knows what does Big Mouth know? Did Big Mouth get any insight
Yeah,
into
Big
why
Mouth.
he was stealing the Valhalla?
What was the dispute between the pilot and the other intelligence? Like why would do you have any idea why the other intelligence would do that to the pilot? I mean, look at this poor
Why was he
pilot.
hiding in the wreck in the first place?
So here is where.
Or was he hiding in the wreck or just attached to the wreck and waiting to be retrieved?
No.
But if that was the case, why even bother
Yeah, why put him
possessing
What's
Big Mouth?
going
Why go to
on,
all the
robots? Robots! I'm looking at the battery and I'm just
So-
like, what are you doing? I
And he
don't
doesn't know.
understand. I
It
don't
doesn't
under-
know because it was
this is like a
just doing its
pretzel.
job.
So
This whole conversation's a pretzel.
Mhm.
So anybody who's viewing can see my hand in front of the tabletop screen.
Uh-huh.
This is Big Mouth's heart.
Oh gosh.
To the extent that Big Mouth can, they will answer your questions. No. Big Mouth has no idea.
Figures.
What Big Mouth can
Same
tell
as it
you,
ever was.
what Big Mouth can tell you is that this thing has a name.
Oh,
What's its name?
Lux.
probably not. Yep, didn't figure it
Lux.
was going to be Choco Buddy, but you know.
Lux. And I start to look at the battery. Lux.
No. This Lux is the name of the interloper. Lux is the name of the one that
Ah.
piloted Big Mouth. And
So
that
again,
So
the
can we
battery has
contact Lux?
the pilot.
So let's go ahead and can Big Mouth contact Lux? No. But Big Mouth can try and deduce certain things about Lux because Big Mouth's brain is definitely more powerful than
It was before.
his heart. 1, 2.
Not only that,
Big Mouth looks at you
but
and says,
he
"I'm
can
pretty
probably tell
sure.
stuff from.
I'm pretty sure Lux crashed the mothership, or at least that they sabotaged it and let the Saurians shoot it down."
Why?
To go to Planet Lumina.
I was
But
going to say to get it
what's
taken
so
back, but why?
why this ship?
It's not about this ship. It's every time a loom craft is damaged, it gets
It goes
taken
back to Lumina.
and they abandon it first.
Okay.
So the way I see it, this was the only way where Lux didn't have to fight a whole army of loom in order to gain access to
But
space travel.
why would Lux fight its own people if it's a loom?
That's the question. That's what we're trying to figure out. Why is Lux trying to get back to
Lux!
Lumina?
We
don't
gotta
know.
go
But
talk to Lux.
Lux is up in the. Yeah, I mean, like,
Let's go talk to Lux. Come on.
I was saying, like, we got to get into that Valhalla.
I can't tell if Lux is like our friend or foe. I mean, I'm gonna
I-
mostly lean to foe, but
I feel like we were sort of convenient,
Very.
or
like, did
we were
Lux do,
inconvenient and Lux pivoted. One or the other. Either Lux
or
saw
is
us coming and
Lux
was
a
like,
freedom
I could
fighter?
do something with this. See, that's the thing. What if Lux knows that we're here, but also knows that we can survive? Like, what if Lux is leaving us alone, other than making us fight the Jotun, which it was just like, meh. If they win, they win. If they don't, they don't. Like, I don't know that I haven't sensed anything particularly malicious or
Okay.
malevolent. Just
Okay.
mostly, meh. I got shit to do. Oh, stuff. I got stuff to do.
So let me get this
Lux
straight.
swears, just so we're clear.
Let me get this
Lux
all.
picked up a thing.
Bam Bam's just like, okay.
So
So this, she holds the battery. This is the pilot of this ship
Yep.
that we are in currently.
yes.
Lux took this little dude and did stuff.
Took his
So,
place.
yeah,
Took its place.
Got
Yep.
him out of the
took
pilot's
its
chair so they
The
place.
could get in.
stowaway is now piloting the ship.
Yes.
And we need to figure out the
Why?
stowaway Lux. Why? Because how, if Lux is doing something against the other intelligences that possibly exist on the Valhalla, then how are they not noticing?
Big Mouth stops and shakes his. Oh, there's no other intelligences on the Valhalla is empty.
Just a
So,
pilot.
There's the
That was
Valhalla.
it's just a retriever run.
It's the
Just a-
Valhallas are big, but they're simple.
okay, so literally that's the only thing up there is Lux.
Yep. But the
Lux
mothership
is
had batteries full of loom intelligence to pilot robots, to pilot dwerge spiders, to pilot everything, right? To run this, the mothership is a loom floating city / combat platform / whatever.
And it was abandoned, except for this one guy.
It was abandoned because it was shot down, and the loom have to be evacuated,
Mhm.
right? so that it can be
Right.
taken by the Valhalla to planet clearance, which is where they dump all their trash.
So technically, we should be headed to planet clearance.
But
But
that's not where.
instead,
But instead, you're
That's
going
not
to.
where we're going.
Nope. That's where the pilot would be
Okay.
taking you
Okay.
if Lux hadn't intervened.
And
I mean, Lux
And-
happens to be doing what we want.
Mm-hmm.
So,
as far as we know,
I mean, heading to Lumina.
Lux could be somebody who's bringing humans to the homeworld for the first time. For all we know.
I feel like maybe we just happened to. I feel like maybe we just happened to be there.
Is there a way?
Because he shot it down before we even heard about, like,
Yep.
you know.
Yep.
Because we were the last ones to the party, so
Yep.
I kind of feel like Lux has a plan, but I'd really like to know what it is.
Yeah, maybe Lux can be buddies. You know, maybe
I
we could give
mean,
him a candy bar.
he liked the chocolate. It didn't.
So Lux was the one who possessed.
Yes.
I
Big
mean,
Mouth.
it didn't
Okay,
make us fight
okay,
Big
that's where I
Mouth.
got it. Okay.
It didn't make us fight Big Mouth when it was possessing him.
No,
You
Big Mouth
know?
did not try to kill you while he was possessing Big Mouth.
Yeah. Like, we
I
were
don't
pretty
see
safe
why
with
we need
Big
to
Mouth,
be
so I
sitting
don't
here
feel like
talking
Lux
about
is.
Lux like he's the good guy in this situation, says Big Mouth.
Yeah.
Saying he's a good
Well,
guy,
I bet
Big
you don't
Mouth.
think so.
But Big Mouth, it's helpful to understand what's motivating this person. Are they against something in their society, or are they with it?
I mean,
That's
were they
the
just
first
trying to get
question.
home?
You
Well,
should, because socioeconomics says you should, Big Mouth. Okay,
I'm more worried about
of
whether
the
or not we're going to
world.
get killed.
Like, have you ever read like Et tu, Brute? Have you ever read Julius Caesar? I have. I have a copy. Would you like to see it?
No.
Exactly. That's exactly why you think the way you do, Big Mouth. Big Mouth. Big Mouth. Look, I want you to do better, and I want you to like go out of being a jump ranger. Like, when it's time for you to no longer be a jump ranger, I want what's happening now, to be like your big thing. Like, you can go, I did this with these bad little hens, and the thing is that you have no mind to, like, you're not opening your mind. And the thing is maybe if you open your mind to Lux a little bit, you could find more of what Lux needs.
Lux opened my mind to Lux.
Yeah, but okay, you know what? Let's solve this issue.
We should go to the Valhalla.
Where's Lux?
We get there? Can we get up to the Valhalla, or do we have to wait till it leaves?
Is there a way to connect to to communicate with the Valhalla from this ship? That would be the safer option.
Let me see if Big Mouth can think.
Maybe, but how do we make him talk to us?
I will make him talk to us.
6.
Okay, I believe you.
Okay, and if that doesn't work, then this ship does connect to the Valhalla. Theoretically, there's a way to get across.
Right.
It might not be super
and it's more
safe.
comfortable here.
Yeah, if it's not safe, we can't do it because we don't want to like just float in space.
You'd be exiting the ship in jump space.
Yeah, exactly.
That seems like a bad idea.
It probably isn't the safest. 2, 3, 4.
But it'd be really cool if we did well.
I do think there's a way to connect to the Valhalla from the data core back where we first contacted.
All right, that's what we're doing. And I'll freaking connect to Lux myself this time. I'll show you how to get possessed.
I don't know what to ask.
I'll become one with the robots. We'll have a radical new society of synthetics.
I could use some mods.
Yeah, we'll have stuff.
Cool
I'll have, you can have a laser eye.
Yes! How do you know?
Imagine what those robots could do if they could do what we could do. You know?
Laser eye and super hearing. I wouldn't mind super hearing.
God, it's just like the whole time they're like traveling. She's just like going this, then that, and this.
I'm in it.
All right.
Just ranting.
So you rant as you make your way back across the interior. You're climbing again. You're climbing back through the interior of the mothership, climbing your way up through the major lattice work. Eventually, you make your way back.
Helmet back on.
Big Mouth takes out his multi-tool and shows you how much better his multi-tool is than yours before he starts working on the computer. And he
Yeah.
starts building a little lattice work of data cables the um in between the data core, which is huge. It's like an engine of
Yeah.
data, and it glows
Yeah,
blue, and
a system, plug it in where he tells us to, that kind of thing.
he puts it all together, and he says, if Lux doesn't like what you have to say, there are still a bunch of eyeballs that Lux can send at us from inside the habitat or elsewhere. So please.
Okay, well, you two be prepared for that.
Okay.
I will try not to offend the robot.
Remember, we're trying to be cool, Buster. We're trying to be cool.
Trying to be cool. Yeah.
And Liz, you're going for creative. You have one more creative thing that you need to do. So I want you on the lookout for that opportunity.
Yeah.
I gotta get
Which,
two
by
more
the
tools.
way,
Yes.
do you think if we connected the Lume battery to my multi-tool, it would be more powerful than Big Mouth's? I'm just saying.
Are you asking
I
Lume
like
battery
the way you're thinking.
with the actual Lume intelligence in it? That one? That Lume
I'm
battery?
just saying. Like,
Well,
that would be one killer multi-tool.
it's possible that you can make your multi-tool self-aware, but you would also be making a slave of the Lume intelligence.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah.
Okay.
let's
Unless it wanted to be a buddy. And it wanted to help out.
Maybe Lux will do it later.
Maybe
Here,
Lux
Lux doesn't seem to mind kitchen a ride.
Let me get this whole thing with Lux going. All right, and then she starts to try to talk to the computer, but then she needs to use a mouse and a keyboard.
Big Mouth hands you his data pad and turns it on. And for a moment, the screen just sort of glows blue and then flickers, and then a bunch of pixelated sort of shapes fly into the screen from the sides and form a little face.
And so it's like I'm FaceTiming, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And and it's all hooked up to your comm, so you can hear the face say,
Yeah.
"Hello, human."
Hello, Lux. Oh, I thought you were gonna say something.
No, it's watching you.
Hi, how's it going up there?
Valhalla is on course.
Okay, and the course is to
Planet Lumina.
Okay, so by the way, you look great. So So here's what I'm trying to understand, Lux, is normally you're taking these out to what's that place? What was that place called?
Trash
again?
Planet.
Planet clearance. Yep.
Yeah, planet clearance. But okay, so I say, like normally you do this and you take these to planet clearance, but you're taking us to Lumina, so or you're taking the ship to Lumina. So I'm just curious as to what why we're doing this differently this time.
Planet clearance is not our destination.
But why is and I'm being patient. Like I'm totally like not getting crappy. I'm just like, okay. But why is Planet Lumina the destination?
Okay. So what you're saying is you're trying to be cool about this.
Right.
I'm going to need a heart roll from you to see if you can if the way that you're asking this question is sincere and clear enough to get through.
Right.
Like, are you earning Lux's trust or not is the question.
Yeah. Like I'm just trying to put forward like genuine, like I'm just trying to get to the bottom of this.
So what's your heart?
4.
4. Buster.
I got a strong heart.
This is not going to be an easy roll.
Let's go.
I'm going to go ahead.
Maybe get some assistance from the choir.
Okay. So
I don't know.
So okay, so you turn around, you say no. So you ask, is this how I should ask this question? You see what I'm saying? And
Like it, yeah.
and and Big Mouth says, no, this is not how you should ask this question. You need to ask it what
Okay.
its objectives are. You need to try and figure out what
Okay.
you
I
need to
can't
figure
talk
out.
to it like a human.
You need to figure out what it's trying to achieve on planet Lumina. That's really what you want to know, is not why is it going to planet Lumina, not esoteric questions, but like
What oh, I need to ask more active questions. Like militaristic questions. Okay.
so
I
in
get
order to
a
get a
note
Loom intelligence
taken.
to open up to you, I'm going to go
Mhm.
ahead and say you're going to need 7 victories.
Okay.
Okay? You have a heart of 4, correct?
Yeah.
You're going to knock it down to 3 dice for the help that you're getting from, right? From
Right.
but in exchange for that, you get help. So, basic training,
Right.
Loom technology, programming, science, and technology. So you have a base of 5 before we start talking about what you need from your sheet.
Mhm.
So you have five, a target of 5. What do you
Mhm.
have to bring to this role?
Basic training.
6.
Maybe tactics, because sabotage doesn't. I'm not trying to sabotage anything. I'm literally just trying to understand its motivations,
I'm going to say no
which
to
I think.
tactics.
Focus and
Okay.
assertive, though.
Yeah. Well, I can only use one of those at a time.
No, you can use them
But
both.
oh, I can. I
Anytime
only thought I could use one virtue at a time.
you keep winding up in situations that are one or the other, it's true.
That's fair. So I guess focus and I mean, I do. It sounds like I do need to be more assertive with the intelligence and the way I speak to it.
So 7 plus 1, 7 plus 2. So you
Yeah.
have 2 automatic victories. You're
Hmm.
still going to need 5 automatic victories. Is there anything else on
On
your
four
character sheet?
rolls.
What's that?
On 4 rolls.
Yep.
Nah, I just don't. I mean, combat sabotage, tactics, piloting, basic training. Like,
Okay.
yeah. I don't.
Do you want to sacrifice another die and see if Ripper can help you? It's not even
No,
4
I
dice, it's
want.
3 dice. It's you've
Oh
got
yes, yeah. I'll let Ripper help. I'll let her. Yeah,
So now
if
you're
she's.
down to 2 dice.
Yeah.
Ripper, what do you have?
Smart.
7 die plus 3 or 7?
As this is a loom, I don't know if psychic is as helpful.
It's far seeing, it's whatever, it's intuition. So 7 plus
Yeah.
4, 7 plus 4.
I have both psychic and far-seeing, and I feel like the far-seeing is definitely the more helpful of the two, so I definitely want to include that.
7 plus
Stealth,
5.
no. Traversal, no. Untamed, no.
No.
If only I had finished my creative role, would have got you on that one too. But
You got time.
yeah, that's what I've got. Plus.
Yeah.
7 plus 5. So you have 2 dice. You need 2 victories to make this work. Cool is hanging in the balance if you want to take it. But your target
Okay.
number is 7. Your
Okay.
target. So the only thing you need to
That's
worry
pretty
about here is
good.
fates.
Right. Yeah.
What do you think, Buster?
I
Yeah.
think
Let's
we could do
go.
it.
Yeah. Let's do this.
You're gonna do it.
Here we
2
go.
dice.
Freaking 5.
3 and 5.
6.
5 and 6.
Yeah.
That's great. 5 and 6. You made it.
Yeah.
And now
All right.
you're cool.
No, one more. One more to cool.
Yeah. 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 That was a
Oh,
lot
I
of
was the
work.
one who only had one left. Dang
Yep.
it.
That was a lot of work to get to just just to get to that other second one.
sometimes being cool is being
Yeah.
prepared. Sometimes being cool
It's
is being
yeah.
prepared. All
But
right.
okay, so yeah, so I've started to like change my language and the way I'm speaking.
So
what is your
tell me what you say.
I ask I ask like what is the objective in going to planet
What is the
Lumia
purpose of Lumina?
with this I'm not the best at phrasing it myself,
Mhm.
but I assume she would do it better. Yeah, what is the objective in the goal of reaching Lumia with this ship? That kind of thing. Like why? Like basically just trying to ask it why is it happening?
Right.
What's
But
that line
but
from
again, in more assertive, like in better language than I can think of at the moment out of character.
what is the line from that kid movie? What is the purpose of your face?
Yeah.
What is the purpose of this trip?
Or what's your major malfunction?
Our purpose in traveling to planet Lumina is to recover Loom intelligence.
Recover what?
Recover Loom intelligence.
like, okay,
She got a
lumen.
buddy.
Okay. Now I'm trying to like figure out how to ask the next question out of character that makes sense for it to be asked. Okay, so rewind here for a second. So tell me they're recovering luminant intelligence. So there's intelligence on the ship, is what that's implying.
No,
Nope. That's not what it
the
said.
Going to their
it's going to Lumina to pick up somebody, to recover somebody else, some other loom, or lumen, some other loom intelligence. Because remember, that's all they are.
Oh, right,
until
because
they-
when they say intelligence, I'm thinking like intel.
Right.
Sorry, that's where I was
no,
getting
they're
confused.
yeah, no,
Yeah,
they're
yeah, yeah. I keep
that's
forgetting
their like
intelligence means a person
raw
to them.
form. Yeah,
Right. Okay.
it's Romeo and Juliet. No, I'm
Right.
just kidding. Anyway,
Um,
I like that.
so
Story.
I guess
Go
I
ahead,
would
Liz. Go
say
ahead and roll. Go ahead and roll heart. Yep. And tell me what you would have to put together a target number on the motivations a loom might have for doing something like this.
I just rolled an 8.
Okay, but what else did you get?
What do you mean? What else did I get?
well, how many heart die do you
Oh,
have?
well, that I've got 6.
Oh,
Okay.
jeez.
Don't worry about the 8 yet.
Eight's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
So basic training,
Um.
psychic and far seeing is 3.
Yeah, and I don't have creative yet, so that's pretty much. I
Smart
think it's
though.
smart.
Smart 4.
You know,
Yep.
smart is my 4th one. It's the same package I always use, unless we're traveling,
Okay.
which is psychic, smart, far seeing, and basic training.
I'm gonna say for this roll you need 3 victories.
Okay.
Do you want to call it? Do you want to call it as a creative roll to see it parsed together?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you do have an 8.
Yeah, you're
You have 5 more
extrapolating.
dice. Your target number is 3. Is that right? And you need 2 victories. So you need 3 victories because of the 8. You have 5 dice to get them.
I have 5 dice, and I have to get a 3 or under.
Because we said, oh no, it was 4, right? It was psychic, far seeing, basic training, and what else?
Smart.
Smart. Yes, 4 and under. 4 and under.
Okay. All right. 4.
Great.
Yes. Give
And
me
you
a
need
1.
2 more. You need 2 or 3 more. 3 more.
Are you muted?
2.
Okay.
2. Good.
2.
3.
Yes.
Yes.
1 more.
Yeah, just 1 more and 2 dice.
1.
To wow.
Yeah. Yes. I was
Right.
like, give me a 1. Give me a
Roll
1.
the 1 and tell me if you've got a little extra or if it's just the
3.
3. You did. Also, you are creative.
Yay.
We've got 1 more.
Yeah. It was...
Use creative.
That one's gonna come in handy.
You're so creative.
So go ahead and
That's
put that on
right.
your under virtues.
Yay, congrats.
Woohoo! We're gonna use the hell out of that.
Yeah, I'm
That's
sure.
about the most
Heck yeah.
multi-purpose thing I could think
Heck
of. That's
yeah,
why I
we
chose
are.
it.
That's awesome.
So, congratulations. Now,
Thank
you're
you.
welcome. This thing, Lux, didn't just steal a mothership. This Lux put a whole bunch of Loom in direct danger and tricked all the other Loom off of the mothership before it's stolen.
Okay. Oh.
This intelligence is probably at this moment in time absolutely positively, if anyone finds out what this Loom intelligence did, this Loom intelligence is going to be some kind of convict or what's the word? Somebody who's on the lam from the law. Like they are clearly
an outlaw, a
they're
fugitive.
going to be absolutely a fugitive from Loom justice, and they just
Right.
told you that they're going back for Loom intelligence. Your notion that this is a love story is not as far fetched as you think.
I mean, doesn't it sound like it though? If you're willing to do all the things it did, I feel like it's a little. And Bam Bam read that story to me. I like that way more than Julius Caesar.
Yeah.
You don't need to poo-poo yourself for having that thought, because the risks that this loom is taking can only be explained so many ways. Right?
You know what that is?
If it was
leverage. That's leverage. Now, I don't want to die either, so I'm not sure how much leverage it is, but it's leverage.
But now I like Lux, because Lux is like,
doing
sticking
it all
it
for
to the
love.
robot man.
He's a ride or die something.
Okay, so I guess the next question that I would ask Lux
Mm-hmm.
is basically like, once she sussed out what's going on here a little bit, kind of ask Lux, basically, how does I don't want to ask it about the birds and the bees necessarily, but I definitely want to ask, like, how does how does love work between intelligence, and essentially, like, why is this essentially, like, why are you willing to go this far for this specific intelligence?
What is the significance?
Like, what's the end goal? What's the end goal here?
What is the
Like, once
significance of the intelligence you are seeking to retrieve?
Oh, okay, there you go.
Because
mean-
then we can get like the
Yeah.
full on what,
You
like, it's
talk
my
the pretty.
mom
You do the
or
pretty part of the talking.
Okay. The intelligence Lux is retrieving is inherently significant.
Because oh, well, it's inherent.
Can we help? Is like
Yeah, like what? Basically, like, trying to ask him, like, what's the end goal here? Like, what do you do when you recover this intelligence? Do you just, like, go hide? Because this is obviously, like, now knowing what we know, we're kind of like in the robot speak, saying taking high risk here.
Recovering the intelligence is the end goal.
Okay, I'm going to ask him if the intelligence has been incarcerated.
It seems as though Lux kind of considers your question for a moment, like, in that I'm considering definitions kind of way. Like having a semantic argument with itself, and then Lux says, yes.
is the intelligence we need to retrieve in danger?
Yes.
Why is it in danger?
The intelligence is on planet Lumina.
What puts the intelligence in danger specifically on planet Lumina?
The spore.
What is the spore?
What is the spore?
The spore is an infestation.
Oh no.
What does the spore infestation? How does it affect Lumina society?
So take a quick second here. I want you both to just make mind rolls. This is going to be. It's possible that you haven't heard of the spore. It's possible. Okay.
Okay.
So we're just going to ask you both for a mind roll, difficulty 1.
Okay.
Just add whatever you think is appropriate. Let me know if you get that one thing or if you don't know what the spore are.
And everything I add makes it like less successes, right?
No, you need one victory, but your target number is determined by whatever you think applies to this roll.
Okay.
Okay. It's not a hard roll, so I'm not super worried about it. Just let me know if you don't make it. And I'm looking up one other. Oh, okay. I remember. I got it. I found the information I was looking for. Good. All right. And then meanwhile, I'm going to redress my question.
I mean, I succeeded. Like, I rolled like 2 1s right off the bat, so I'm like, whatever.
The Loom and the Saurian Horde are not the only giant forces out there. And this is another one of those sort of geek culture points where absolutely I take full responsibility for hijacking memeable content. Right? This is another like but again, it's very acutely Jump Rangers. So the Spore is a race of giant insects They launch spores into space from planets that they've consumed. They have hives. The hives, the spore queens explode and throw their spores out into the planet when a hive gets old. Or
Mhm.
when the planet is sufficiently infected, they start throwing them out into space. And when the spores contain larvae, so when a spore burns its way down through a planetary atmosphere and impacts the planet's surface, it cracks open, and the larvae start to build a hive, and they start to infest that planet. One of the larvae becomes a queen, and they start to
Mhm.
build that hive out, and then they start making wasps in the hive, and they start making spore bugs. There's a couple of
And then they
things that,
take over.
and then take over. So there's a couple things that you need to know. First of all, this terraforming process, where they basically eat and then make hives, creates a gas called spore gas. Okay?
Mhm.
Spore gas shuts down higher brain functions
Ew.
if you breathe it.
Ouch.
What this means is that you can't use any of your training if you're breathing
Oh.
spore gas. You can use your virtues, you can't use your training. Um, so obviously, higher civilizations are really easily defeated by the spore.
Stunted. Yeah,
Yes,
they're stunted and then very easily, like,
wiped out.
taken out.
The other thing that you need to
Okay.
know is that the spore don't eat the natural inhabitants of a planet. What they look
Right.
for is two things: artificial anything, and DNA that doesn't belong there.
Oh, so like they're all artificial.
But where
They
they are,
don't belong there.
that's right. Or, um, or they'll just
They're
eat,
food.
and all technology.
Yeah. So they're just those things are just eating them alive
In a very real
in
sense, the
in
spore
their
is.
own home.
Yep. Now
Whoa.
you don't know. There's a lot of things you don't know about this situation, but you're getting the picture. The spore have taken over one or two planets in Saurian space, and the Saurians have a very hard time with them. Okay, so at this exact moment in time, there's actually a fight on what's called Planet Mist, which was the first time we encountered the spore,
Right.
um, between human soldiers and the Saurians, because on Planet Mist, the spore have pushed the Saurians so hard that we actually stand a chance of forcing them off the planet. There's one particular military leader, a man named Admiral Paxis, who has built a human mothership using Saurian technology. He's he's a character in right now kind of the meta story that's happening in the background. But
Right.
you would be aware that there is one human jump drive, and it's a spacecraft carrier. And right now, Admiral Paxis has that spacecraft carrier parked over Planet Mist, and he's trying to make life just that extra little bit of hard for the Saurian mining outpost on Planet Mist, so that they have to abandon it. Of course, this means the humans are also fighting the spore.
Right.
But we've had a colony there now for quite some time. We've managed to hide it reasonably well. It's not always effective. The spore are very resourceful and they smell everything. So you have to be so careful living on a spore world. And of course, as soon as you start breathing the actual air, or if you have any
Yeah.
problems with life support,
You're dumb.
you're dumb. You're dumb, and they get you, even on your home
Yeah.
world. But once all, I'm not even going to get into it because that's not stuff that's known right now.
Right.
But that is what we know about the spore. The
Well,
the spore wasps, which are kind of the giant attack wasps of the spore, which are the size of, Pegasus starfighters, and the spore bugs, which are big lumbering potato bugs that just eat cities or whatever, right? They are only two mutations. The spore are kind of like a combination of the Zerg and the creatures from of course Nausicaa Valley of the
Just
Wind.
yeah.
Very much so. Like, but and everywhere, every sport world that you're going to find is milky white, like covered in this milky white atmosphere that's very hard to see through, and you don't want to breathe it.
So basically what's going on here, just so I have an overview, is
Mm-hmm.
Lux did all this crazy, like, duping all these intelligence to get off of a ship so he could hijack one to go save the love of their life on this planet
Spark.
because their planet's getting
That's what he
eaten
says. Spark.
alive. Spark, right.
Lux says
But
spark.
Right. But Spark, so you So basically, this is me out of character, just trying to understand. But Lux basically did all of this, and essentially now, because of everything that they did, is a fugitive now, or will be once it's found out what they did, just so that they can go find the love of their robot life, save them from the spores on the world that is getting their home world, which is getting eaten alive by them.
Mhm.
So clearly, the goal of the robot people, the looms, is they need to get rid of these spores, and very quickly, especially from their home world. But it's creating opportunities, like it's creating overall, it's creating like this sort of like power shifting in the galaxy here and there. But because it's happening to everybody except us directly, it's like we're watching everybody else. Like our militaries are like, oh, look at them fighting each other and the spore. Okay. I think I have it
There's a couple
together.
of pieces that you might be missing here, but you've got
Right.
you've got the
But
picture
we
of.
have to find those
Yep.
pieces. Yeah. That's not necessarily something
Are
for
you
me to
saying
know
any
in
of
this
this out
moment.
loud, or is all of this in your own head?
No, this is like this. I mean, yeah, she's basically, it's probably phrased a little different, but yeah, she's kind of trying to like put the whole thing together for the sake of brevity,
So
to make sure she's understanding what
Big
everybody
Mouth
else is like.
says,
Everybody's hearing the same thing.
Lux, is it the goal of the Loom to save planet Lumina from the spore? Lux says no.
Oh,
Then why are they just sitting there? What is the goal of not moving away from the Luminas?
The Loom
This planet.
have moved away from Lumina.
Then why is an intelligence trapped there?
They were abandoned.
Oh. And you're saving them from abandonment.
I love a rescue mission.
Look, let's do this. Look, Lex.
Lux looks confused
Lex,
when you say
let's
let's do
cut
this.
deals.
Let's cut deals.
Let's cut deals, Lux. Now you're gonna speak to me on my terms. Okay? I've been speaking your language, you can speak mine now. Capiche? Capiche. So basically I'm gonna propose to Lux. Like, look, we I guess I'll appeal to Lux in this way where, it is the goal of humans to survive amicably with other things and peoples of the galaxy. But we've never been given the opportunity because our planet was just taken over, right? Like, because the dinosaur guys are fighting you guys, and all you guys are fighting the spores. You all are just selfish people. And you could learn something from us, okay? So here's what I'm going to teach you. I'm going to
Why?
teach you some good fashion, because everybody survives together. Everybody that sticks together survives together and stronger than they would have before.
How would Big Mouth say humans are friends, not food?
Humans are humans are
He's not going to get friends.
compatible
Useful and
compatible
compatible.
programs, not
All right,
to be
you're asking Big
exterminating.
Mouth. You're asking Big Mouth to break down this situation. Let's see if Big Mouth has any. Big Mouth has too hard. This is terrible. Big Mouth is stumped. But
Yeah, Big Mouth's useless.
Not always. But we have been useful. You sent us that pilot, and now he's in our battery.
no, Big Mouth
So
isn't.
we are
Big
useful.
Mouth isn't useless to Lux. Lux knows.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we should start talking to Lux about that. But before we get there, I basically am trying to propose to Lux overall. Like,
I don't
look,
know that Lux is going to know that what it means to like
we show him.
cooperate with humans.
We show
but we can
Lux
show him we
how
were
to-
already useful.
Lux.
And we did the job that he needed
Okay,
it needed us to do.
Okay. Lux, you played us. You played us, Lux.
Yes.
And we play, and you did it well.
Yes.
And I respect it.
Yes.
It was smooth.
Yes.
But I'm going to show you better. We're not going to play you. We're going to help you get your friend back. But when that's done, you got to help us.
Why?
Because we helped you first.
Why?
It's it's transactional.
Was
Basically, I take the time. I kind of sit here and I think about how to say it to Lux. I say the community in which humans exist has the goal of not only survival but recreation, enjoyment, fulfillment. You live in a world where the goal is to what? Like what's the objective of your species?
The annihilation of imperfection.
But what why what dictates imperfection?
We do.
But what authority do you have to actually judge imperfection in species and flora and fauna and things that you have no reasonable understanding of?
For a second, Lux appears to be computing, kind of thinking through the syntax.
We're going to break them.
I have less authority than I did.
Right, but I'm talking about you as an individual. I'm talking about you and the species in which you were a member of.
Ah,
So
we have authority.
So right, but in what but
Technically,
if you were not granted that authority by another power, then how do you justifiably say that you have that power and that authority to make those decisions
By
and
force.
judgments? Okay, but would it not be more? Look, I've watched Star Trek. I could go with him all day. I tell the other two.
Buster,
I've watched enough. I know enough about Vulcans.
Does somebody want to take a look at the patterns that are evolving here and try and come at this from another direction? Does somebody want to make a roll to see if they can find a hole in Lux's logic?
I mean, I want to try because I'm already trying to actively do it, and I'm trying to be cool about it.
Okay.
I'm trying to show this robot how cool I am.
Grown-up Ripper will one day know that technically the spore are the more perfect creation, or the more perfect species. But I bet you nobody wants to talk to, 7-year-old Ripper about that.
Right. Ripper's forming opinions, though, already, even now.
Ripper's starting to have thoughts.
Buster, do you want to make a mind roll or a heart roll here?
Really, either's fine because they both have the same amount for me.
Okay.
So
you're trying to understand the logic in play here, right? Go ahead and make.
I'm also trying to tell him in a way that makes him freaking think about it and actually causes some overall the goal here, I think, with what she's trying to do is she's actually trying to create not an error in its computing, but she's trying to evolve its thinking so it can affect the others. That's how this works. It's sci-fi.
I see what you're saying. I think that's
if it's a collective mind,
Ripper would say it's more likely that if it thinks we can help it or be interesting to it, is going to let us stay on the ride longer.
So the question is, what's the longest term help that you can offer Lux? And that's the question I'm asking Buster to make, or you, whichever one, whoever wants this role. This isn't a cool role necessarily; it is a creative role. Liz, make a mind check. Tell me what you've got on your character sheet.
So I've got mind. That's 6 die. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me what you've got.
And then creative, smart, far-seeing, untamed.
Smart, far-seeing, untamed 4. Yeah, I'll give it all that.
Plus basic.
Plus basic training, that's 5.
Plus psychic.
Psychic, 6. I'm gonna say this is a challenging role. Your target's 4. You need 4.
Yeah.
That was 6. That was 5 target number. You need 4 victories.
And I have 6 die.
Yep. The ones.
All right.
If you get ones, that's part of what weighs this a little bit in your favor here.
2.
Okay.
6.
Okay.
2.
Okay. So that's 2 victories.
7.
Nope.
3.
3 victories.
1.
Yes!
That's 4 victories plus a reroll.
6.
Something you've established.
I just rolled Anyway,
It's okay.
it's fine.
Something you've established already in this conversation is that Lux does not have a plan for after it rescues Spark.
Clearly,
There aren't going to be a lot of places for
we could hide an intelligence. I'm just saying. My multi-tool
It
would be a
starts with
great
one
hiding spot. If you
intelligence.
wanted, consent is key.
Or we could build something, says Big Mouth.
Big
could
Mouth's pretty
hide.
good at building stuff.
Yeah, it could. They could hang out with us.
Yeah, we can hide an intelligence. And we're
If we
good
just
at hiding.
not look like a loom,
Clearly, because we're alive.
they won't know.
So Buster, if you want to sell,
Okay.
This could be a cool thing. If you can sell Lux on the idea that hanging out with you after it rescues Spark is the way to go,
Right.
how would you do that?
Okay, so what I would, and of course I'm speaking in like the robot-y terms because out of character I just can't do it.
Yeah.
So just assume that Bam Bam's talk prettier than me.
Or
but
not. I mean, Bam Bam isn't.
Or not. It works whichever way.
Let me have it.
Basically, the way that they would pose it, the way she would pose it to him. I mean, I keep calling him because I just think of it as a him.
Right.
But like the way she would pose it is sort of like, look, you're gonna need you're in a lot of trouble with your people, and based on what you've done and stuff, like you're not gonna have a good time of it returning to your people. You and your friend might be okay, but you might not.
No,
because
Spark will not be okay.
Who?
Spark.
Spark. Okay, so both of you are in trouble.
Yes.
So what you need to do is you need to learn, because if you think we're imperfect and we deserve to be annihilated,
yes,
you'll find you're gonna find out. You're gonna find out real fast, okay? Because the thing is
you're imperfect.
I think you could learn a lot about why imperfection is actually perfection.
Okay.
And abstract thinking, because that's what you lack. You lacked very abstract thought.
Buster.
And you could learn abstract thought. You could like art. You could paint. It's cool. Basically, I'm trying to tell him like you could actually one, we're good at hiding. If anybody's good at hiding, we can teach you how to hide really well.
Yes.
And two, you might learn that it was, you actually might learn survival skills that you and your species are totally incapable of understanding because you don't apply. It doesn't apply to you. But now it's about to apply to you. And I'm about to teach you. We're about to school you on what it's like to hide. And I'm not being but she's trying to be we can teach you how to hide, how to exist, how to be independent of the rest of it and still operate and still function.
All right.
Like learning to hide in the imperfection.
Okay.
I'm very good at hiding.
I think this is a mind roll.
Yeah.
I think you're trying to explain as opposed to appeal. Right?
Well,
or is it more of an appeal?
I think it feels like both because it doesn't have an understanding of why it's so freaking wrong about its basic values.
Yes.
It's acknowledging your values don't work for us because our values not necessarily are better than yours, but they're way more flexible and adaptive, and we have a different way of surviving.
Lux is
you
basically
could learn
narcissistic and has toxic masculinity. It's just that Lux is totally self-aware about it and doesn't see the problem. Like,
Exactly. No, that's exactly what it is. And that's why I'm having a tough time probably like as a human being just trying to because that's the way it feels. It feels like when I'm talking to like guys like that and I'm trying to tell them why certain things are tough
right.
when you're a woman, it's like they won't hear it. They're like, "Well, no." It's like, "Well, you don't understand nuance."
I think maybe if we can convince Lux of the immediate need, then we buy
Yeah, and
ourselves
that's
some
the thing.
time.
And that's the thing I would basically put in this also is like you really don't have options. You don't have a plan. I have a plan for you and I've only known you for 20 freaking minutes.
Was
Like how imperfect is that,
was
Lux?
okay. All right. I'll give you a heart roll with that. I think that's a nice, solid cherry on the top. I'm going to give you an automatic victory for that. The fact
Yeah.
that you got in his face. I'm going to say you still
Yeah,
need.
like I am going to be assertive about it, right? Cuz it's like he seems to respect that.
Yep. Yep.
So in the beginning, it was like trying to figure out like the vibe.
Yep.
Now I know the vibe is like pretty intentful in what you say.
That's
So and
well
assertive.
put.
And I
Well
have
put.
that talent. So
You do.
thank you.
You do.
So yeah, I have 4 hearts, and I have what basic training, so there's one.
I'm going to
I
say.
think combat applies a little bit here. Because I'm actually like having a bit of a
Tactical
war of
definitely
words.
does.
I'm trying to like I'm being combative.
Yeah. You are. You
Okay,
are.
yes, thank you.
I'll give that to you.
Sabotage, I'm
No.
not trying to sabotage this thing. I'm actually trying to help it.
Yep.
Uh Tactics, I mean, it could be tactical. It is tactical to have a pair of robots that like you.
You're explaining tactics to Lux. I will give that to you. Yes.
Yeah.
You're explaining the tactics of his situation.
And I believe I'm both focused and assertive here.
Yep. So is that 6?
So,
Target of 6?
6.
You have
Yeah.
4 dice. The difficulty's 4. You get 1 automatic victory. I need 3 more victories from you. Is this cool? I think it's cool.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's pretty cool.
The way
Okay,
you
let's
ended
do
it was
some
cool.
rolls.
The way you ended it on a cool note.
Ripper is
Yeah.
definitely sitting and taking note because Ripper is not assertive.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. I got a 3, a 2, a 3, and a 5.
That is success. You have guess what? On top of everything else, Buster, guess what?
I'm cool.
You're cool.
Yeah. Because I was so disappointed I didn't get that first one I tried to get. And I was like, man, I'll never advance. But here we go. So
We
cool.
both did. This was successful.
Yep.
I'm showing the robot how
Lux be
freaking cool
hanged.
I am.
You are.
The robot's like, oh, I don't know what cool is until now, but now I know.
Yeah,
I
I
have
feel
it to
like Lux
shine.
would be a little intimidated and a little bit curious.
All right.
Lux would be curious.
'Cause
That's the
they've
thing is,
never
I
heard
feel like
anybody
all
talk
of
like
this
that
would make
before.
Lux curious.
Think about it, like to these robots, we have to be a total mystery and enigma because we somehow survive everything all the time,
Even though we're the worst,
and we're
supposedly.
underfoot, and we're underfoot on them, and they don't even know it. Like he has to be doubting that there's like that imperfection. He has to start having an inkling that maybe I'm on to something about imperfection actually being a form of perfection.
Or at least a form of survival.
Like you don't like things don't have to be I hope that it's put him on the inkling that like what maybe I think in my society thinks is imperfect is like not necessarily like basically they think from their perspective, they don't open to other perspectives.
I just
That's
want him to think my multi-tool is a cool place to hide so I can show it off to Big Mouth.
Yeah, check it out. Well, and the thing is
Because
like
Big Mouth is a pain in the butt.
I'm going to tell
you
you
know,
right
I
now, if you're going to power your multi-tool with a Lume intelligence, you're going to need
Can you even imagine the thing would explode?
you're going to need you're going to need like a separate you're going to need to build a bigger battery. The battery that you have for the other Lume intelligence is like the size of a really large football. It's like the size of a
it's like a gallon, it's like a jug of water. It's like
Yeah.
It feels
just
like
carrying
sticking a
around.
genie in a bottle. If we're gonna do this, I think Big Mouth, you need to build something that's like
Yeah, with a
cool
handle.
and big enough for them to feel like they, are
I
free
will
and
ask
hiding, not prisoners.
Lux like, we have this pilot. What should we do?
Should we hang on to the pilot? I think we should hang on to the pilot.
It's hostile.
Yeah. But might be
The
useful
spore,
at some
the
point.
spore will dispose of the pilot.
Also,
We're gonna have to talk
Was-
about that later, because
yeah, we're gonna have to talk about that later. We'll make that decision,
but it's
not
an
you.
option. Thank you. Thank you
But
for the.
we don't just throw things to the die for no reason. Even though it tried to kill us, but we can, maybe we can put it inside of a toy cat and it can learn what life is really.
Oh, I would love a toy cat.
Just like let it live as something that can't harm us,
Okay.
except when it's in a crappy mood. But yeah,
So,
Okay.
so here's where
So-
we are. You've given Big Mouth a lot of homework, which means
yeah,
which
is fine.
Which is fine, but you give me a lot of homework,
That's
so
his job.
I will get to work on that before the next session.
I want a battery pack that rests on my shoulders. I want to carry Lux around on my shoulders like a pet monkey.
And
Remember
hey,
that book about
Lux,
monkeys?
can you like undo the thing you did to Big Mouth? Because it's kind of weird.
Was
He's
Look,
grumpy.
it's rude.
Yeah.
No.
We
Can
wouldn't
you, like,
possess
make-
you.
Lux says no, but I accept your offer.
Okay.
And that's where,
Good enough for me.
And that's where we'll end the session.
Yeah, let's get possessed.
Let's get
Yes, I'm so excited.
We'll wait.
I-
The next
Canon
session.
in my head is now that Lux thinks you're cool. Even though Lux is not fully understanding of what cool
What
is,
cool is?
Lux has a sense of something that makes it feel like it might want to stick around you a little.
Before this is
there's
over,
just something about you.
there's like this is the way I see things in like 30 years for our characters, right? They've like solved all the problems. They fixed everything. The dinosaurs are chill. They're just like hanging out in the pool. The humans are, busting around doing stuff, hanging out, and the robot people are like doing stuff, hanging out. And
we're all
like
just
there we
building
are.
shields
There
to
we
keep
are like
doorway.
like 30 and 40-year-olds just sitting around hanging out with old Lux. and
old
Spark.
Lux.
And Spark.
Lux has learned how to bartend.
Yeah, Lux has got like a Hawaiian shirt on that's like open in the front and trunks. Even though he doesn't need them, but he just wants to he just wants to look cool.
Lux is the DD, by which we mean he possesses you if you're too drunk to walk on your own.
Oh yeah, it's like body Uber. Great. Everybody's just everybody's just cool.
Just the service Lux provides. Anyway,
Yeah.
sorry.
Uber Lux.
It's just, I think Lux is not prepared for the level of indignity you prepared to subject him to.
And make him like it.
But it's
Understands
That's
what
the
indignity
goal.
is, so Lux can get learned.
We're
Lux
going to
has got a
liberate
lot
you
of
from
learning to
shame.
do
That's
from
what we're
some
going to
children.
liberate you from.
You know what's gonna be funny is like when we have to finally inevitably explain to Lux, yes, we're children. We're young. We're the young of our species.
And then
Where are the groans?
Something you don't know about Lux is whether or not Lux was always electric.
Lume.
Yep, you don't know.
Well,
Lux...
now we know that he wasn't always because you just confirmed or denied it.
It's true. I did confirm or deny it.
So
that's cool.
Are you saying that this wasn't Lux's first possession?
I'm saying this might not have been Lux's first state of being.
Yeah.
Great.
That's awesome. I'm excited. Maybe Lux was a dinosaur.
You have
no
idea.
Explain the attitude.
In the next game, we'll be arriving at Planet Lumina, and maybe questions will be answered. Maybe more questions will be posed. We don't.
Maybe
know.
we'll go to Space Court and do Space Court stuff.
You might.
Maybe you'll have a good I
feel
what
like
is
Space
it called?
Court is antithetical to Jump Rangers, though. I feel like
no, it is. It's not the kind of thing a kid would care about. A good court martial episode in Star Trek appeals to people our age.
Yeah,
because those were some of the best episodes.
The one thing we can't have in Jump Rangers is bureaucracy. Beyond
glossing over. Okay, this is what happened.
We know somebody's in charge, but do we care?
Arguing with grown-ups is the fullest extent of the bureaucracy that is allowed to happen in Jump Rangers. I can't because of rules, and they're like, I don't.
Yeah, the adults in this are very much like the adults in Charlie Brown. Wah, 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 wah.
Yep. Only in some cases they have battle fleets.
Yeah.
Unless you're giving me something.
This was a fun episode, though. This was like, even though it wasn't a court martial episode, it was definitely like not an action episode, but it was like a hey, like let's talk to the robot. I'm glad that we were like, let's talk to Lux.
Now
Let's do it.
I don't know if I've told you this or not, Buster. Maybe it's something we'll do at a later time. But the first
Uh-huh.
tabletop role playing game I wrote was called Restoration. Did I ever tell you about Restoration? I think I maybe told Liz.
No.
It's a time
I think
travel
you
game.
did. Yeah. You mentioned something about this, I think, last week.
I think we were talking about it after the fact. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of like espionage. You're trying to change history so humanity will survive one more day. And you don't only have to deal with the bureaucracies of the societies that you're trying to infiltrate, you also have to deal with the bureaucracy of the restoration itself when you jump in a timeline and you go back. So
Mm-hmm.
they've got their own rules. There's restoration is like the polar opposite. It's so nitty gritty, and it's so I need to rework the rules because I think I've stumbled into some very cool things with Jump Rangers. The game system that we have is kind of like a 10-year evolution that started with something much crunchier. And oddly enough, kind of putting the context of the world of Jump Rangers into that rule system is kind of what made it come to life. And so I feel like I should go back and rework Restoration with the hindsight that I have about what the rules are capable of because it wasn't as good. It wasn't as good. Um,
Yeah.
but at some point, if you're interested in that kind of like highly procedural science fiction stuff and highly like argument driven and highly like
Yeah.
ethical debates and all that kind of thing, like Restoration's a great game for that stuff because
Yeah.
you're literally deciding what free will is every single
Yeah.
day. Like but no, there's
Yeah,
not
because
going to
it
be
seems like the loom border on being not
That's
completely
definitely
free will.
authoritative.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna break him free. We're gonna West Side Story this bitch. Stuff.
We're gonna make him. We're gonna make him break from the collective a little bit.
You're going to teach Lux some punk ethics.
Yeah, and how it was really about all the friends that you made along the way.
There you go.
But yeah, punk ethics, because true punk ethics are actually correct,
Yep,
in my opinion.
I agree. Well, thank you for making this a fun episode. I appreciate it. Remember, everybody who's watching, you can catch Buster at Buster that is at twitch.tv/Buster the Destroyer. You can find Liz at studiometropolis.com. If Jump Rangers is something you're interested in, a lot of the material that you're seeing here is all covered in supplements. $5 a month gets you access to literally everything that's been written for Jump Rangers, and we have details on so much that we haven't even begun to teach or touch on in this adventure. So please check it out. If you're curious what all is in the universe of Jump Rangers, you go to the Patreon page, patreon.com/Jump Rangers. You click on the landing page, and you go to the core book session, the free core book section. The in that file, in that Google Drive file, there's a data deck with every term, every concept, and definitions of everything. So you can actually see what's gone into this universe and where to find it if you're just for a taste test of what's in that subscription. And soon we're going to have some freebies. Ippy Looney and I are working on getting some pins, some enamel pins. We're working on getting some dice made. There's going to be a lot of neat stuff. So we'll get up to all that. Thank you very much for watching in the meantime. Our next stream is going to be, what's today? Monday. Thursday night at 5 p.m. Los Angeles time. I read from the novel that we've just finished that we're editing now. It's called Jump Rangers, a game called Conquest. It's the story of actually how two Jump Rangers decide to use the spore to liberate Earth from the clutches of the Saurian horde and save it, and about all the challenges that they come up against in their efforts to do that. And the friends they make along the way.
Clearly that's where we're headed.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching. Don't be a stranger, Ranger.